morning and welcome to Love Every Moment, coming to you today from Cedar Key, Florida. Today's verse is Titus 2:5. To be sensible, pure, workers at home, kind, being subject to their own husbands, so that the word of God will not be dishonored. Now, in last week's verse, I had the link up here. We saw that older women were teaching younger women about life in church. And here, this week's verse is some of the things that older women are teaching younger women. The first one is to be sensible. Well, that word was used in chapter 1, verse 8 that we covered over here in regards to elders. It was also used in chapter 2, verse 2 that we covered over here in regards to older men. So the only thing I'm going to say, since I've covered the word sensible before, is it's for men and women. Let's move on. Pure usually refers to sexual purity, and older women can be a great resource for younger women, especially as they are going through puberty. Their bodies are changing, hormones are raging, emotions are going all up and down, and an older woman can come beside them and say, yep, I've ridden that train before, and let me tell you, here's what you can expect. On top of that, they could explain to younger women that their bodies are going to affect men in a different way than they did when they were 6 years old. And of course, if a boy lusts after a girl, it is 100% the fault of the boy. However, I'm hoping that younger women can help a brother out a little bit, because I remember what it was like for me when I was that age, and dress maybe a little more modestly in church so that it's just easier for us, if that would be okay. Again, it's our fault if we lust, but help us out, would you? And then the next one is workers at home. Now, if you're a career woman, I'm not offering any kind of disparagement, or if you drop your children off at a daycare center, if that's where God has you, that's fine. But in today's society, we do somehow elevate being a career woman over being a stay-at-home mom. And I don't think that's really the case. I think there's something really to be said about being a stay-at-home mom, especially when you look at the Proverbs 31 woman and all that she did, providing for her entire household, running that house like a business, and making sure everybody's cared for and everything else. I think there's a lot to be said. On top of that, a stay-at-home mom gets to be with her own children and not entrust them to strangers. And I think in today's world, that's a real plus, a real advantage, if you could swing that. The next one is kind. On that note, I have a personal story. For some reason, in the church that I went to in my 20s, I went to all of the church services, including the Bible studies for young adults and all of that. And for some reason, the women, the young women who were also in their 20s, never fellowshiped with me, never talked with me, really didn't give me the time of day. Maybe they were nervous because, they thought I was going to be hounding them for marriage. I never did. But whatever the case was, they pretty much shunned me. They were not kind to me. And yet I would go to work, and secular girls at work were kind to me. They talked to me. So being kind goes a long way, and I'm still hurt to this day because of that. Now, we covered being subject to their own husbands in last week's verse. Again, the link up here. But I'm just going to verify that being submissive is the higher road, not the lower road. It's not opening yourself up to abuse. It is choosing love over fighting and bickering. And it's like forgiveness. If somebody wrongs you, then they're below you in that sense, and you're above them because they've wronged you. But if you forgive them, it's the higher position. It's the position of love. Finally, it says so that the word of God will not be dishonored. Well, the whole idea of not taking the Lord's name in vain is covered here, so that if somebody sees a Christian couple that's just bickering, they think, oh, if that's what Christianity is like, I don't want any part of it. That's not the idea that we should show. We should show what Christian love really looks like. So let's choose to love every moment, and then we're going to love every moment. I'm your average wretch, and I hope you have a great week.